Located on the north and south banks of the Perfume River in central Vietnam, mountains behind, sea ahead, an arrangement determined by criteria both military and spiritual. For 143 years, Hue was the seat of power for the Nguyen dynasty, which ruled the entire country until the late 1800s, when the French started taking power and land under their control. The French allowed the imperial throne to rule nominally the center of the country until the end of World War II in 1945. Hue has been celebrated for its dynastic architecture since the early 1800s. Vast palaces, pagodas, and tombs. A center as well for the intellectual, artistic, culinary, and religious life of the country.
Oh yeah, that's tempting. It's around here somewhere.
This is Dong Ba Market, and deep inside, somewhere in there, is what I want.
To my way of thinking, in the hierarchy of delicious, slurpy stuff in a bowl, Bun Bo Hue is at the very top.
Nguyen Quy Duc is an author and journalist who spent much of his childhood in Hue.
If I'm gonna die, if I'm gonna go to prison, they give me the last meal, this will be it.
This will be it.
This will be it.
Let's do it, man.
Here, Kim Chow creates an elaborate broth of mixed bones scented with lemongrass, spice, and fermented shrimp paste. At the bottom, rice noodles garnished, nay heaped, with tender, slow-cooked beef shank, crab meat dumplings, pig's foot, and huiet, blood cake. Garnished with lime wedge, cilantro, green onions, chili sauce, shredded banana blossoms, and mung bean sprouts, it's a wonder of flavor and texture. The greatest soup in the world.
Look at that, man. That is just unbelievable. Blood cake
Blood cake.
with the sauce. I want to see how much you put in there.
You gotta make it look really red in there. It has to be blood red.
And the broth is wonderful. People are put on earth for various purposes. I was put on earth to do this. Eat noodles right here.
When I was a kid, we used to tell each other, do not take a date to go out to eat this stuff, because you start sweating, your hair stick up.
Really? I would definitely bring a date for this, because if she doesn't like this, there's no hope of a relationship.
That's exactly.
You know, like if she said, oh, I don't know, there's like blood, there's icky stuff in there, that would be a relationship ender to me. I mean, I'm not kidding.
I mean, here you are having it in a market like this, but if she makes this in a place like New York or Paris, it would be real haute cuisine.
It just, I mean, this is as sophisticated and complex a bowl of food as any French restaurant. It really is just the top of the mountain. How long has she been here?
She started out when she was 12.
You live in a great country, man. Any country that could produce this is a superpower as far as I'm concerned. Man, I'm getting down to like the pepper residue at the bottom. How long does that broth have to simmer to get good?
Em ơi, cái nồi này mình nấu bao nhiêu lâu thì mới ngon? It's an hour.
Wow, really? I would have guessed like 14 hours. Happy, nice burny feeling around my lips, flop sweat, check. Happy. So we can pretty much cancel the rest of the show. I've achieved my happy zone. It's really all downhill from here.
oldest friend in Vietnam, Linh. Originally assigned to translate, to guide, to escort, and to report on me back in 2000 when I first came to this country.
Linh, how are you, brother?
My brother.
Good to see you.
His responsibilities to his employers have never been an impediment to our friendship. We meet at Zuyen An, where you pick your own seafood out of the tank and you cook it yourself.
You really do look exactly the same. You look good.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You also the same. No trace of time on your face.
Dude, my hair is white. I have the pictures. I look completely different in 2000.
People told me that all the seafood here are from the lagoon over here, Tam Giang. Tam Giang Lagoon is one of the biggest one in Southeast Asia.
I'm going for some eel. Season with lemongrass, green chili, and pepper, drizzle with house special sauce, grill over charcoal, and dig in.
I have the picture with you.
Oh, you have some old photos? Oh, my, look at me. Come on. I look like my own son here. Look at this. I look like I'm 30 years younger. And that's...
My son,
your-
Ming,
Me?
he's now 17. He
Oh,
has
my
been
God.
Korea.
He's going to college soon. Wow. Oh, this at the island of Mr. Sang.
Tuần Châu Island in Ha Long Bay,
Hanoi.
Hanoi by the West Lake.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
This
We
is
look
you.
cool. We totally look cool here. But does everybody fall in love with the country like I did? I came here and it stole my heart, you know?
I think there's a very good meeting point between Vietnamese and American.
Yeah.
But in the past, it was over, and now it's a new time.
Wow, that's great. Dude, that's pretty spicy. Perfect with beer.
It stimulates more drinks.
Lobster from the South China Sea. Give it a nice haircut tableside, and it's perfect.
Sweet?
Sweet. Just like I remember back in Nha Trang.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm a sentimental guy, Len.
Sometimes at work, I try to be serious, and I just think about work, but I don't know why. When I meet you, I just think about drinking and getting something good to eat. One more cheer.
Good to see you again, my friend.
It's been a long time since my old friend and I met. A hell of a lot of road with this guy. One of the great joys of life is riding a scooter through Vietnam. To be part of this mysterious, thrilling, beautiful choreography. Thousands upon thousands of people, families, friends, lovers, each an individual story glimpsed for a second or two in passing, sliding alongside, pouring like a torrent through the city. A flowing, gorgeous thing. As you ride, you not only see but overhear 100 intimate moments in miniature. You smell wonderful unnamed things cooking, issuing from storefronts and food stalls. The sounds of beeping, laughing, announcements from speakers, the putt-putt and roar of a million tiny engines. Hue's place in history, long regarded as the heart of the Imperial dynasty, changed forever during the Vietnam War. In 1968, Hue became the site of some of the most bitter fighting of the war. During the Lunar New Year, the Tet holidays, when usually there was a cessation of hostilities, more than 100 cities all over South Vietnam were attacked by the North Vietnamese and VC. Hue quickly fell. You have seen these images. It was footage like this that turned finally a great part of the American public against the war. The U.S. Marines fought house to house to retake the city, a vicious 3.5-week-long battle. Eventually, artillery and air support were called in. The city was saved, and of course, largely destroyed in the saving. The civilian population caught in the crossfire were equally devastated. The North Vietnamese, to their enduring shame, had, while controlling the city, rounded up anyone seen as a potential enemy and either disappeared them away into unknown prisons or killed them outright. Most notoriously when they massacred almost 3,000 people, rolling them, many of them still alive, into mass graves in and around Hue. Duc knows full well the horrors and heartbreak of that time. In his memoir, Where the Ashes Are, The Odyssey of an American Family, he captures the terror of a 9-year-old boy, the son of a high-ranking South Vietnamese civil servant, caught up in the nightmare of war.
Where were you in 1968?
I was at the place where it's now a hotel. My parents were staying there. We were staying there. It was surrounded during the night. We didn't even know. My father looked out the window, just thought it was South Vietnamese soldiers. Everybody was surprised. In those days, we thought of the war as something happening out in the battlefields, in the mountains, out in the countryside. And all of a sudden, you come here and there's the flag of the National Liberation Front. And to see that was a complete shock. So we stayed for a week in the basement, and the American soldiers came. By that time, they had marched my father away, the North Vietnamese soldiers. We didn't know where he was taken to, and we had no idea whether he was alive or not. My mother went out to the mass graves when they were discovered, and she saw the bodies in there, and she's like, I can't go there and look for him.
A lot of people died here.
You can't help thinking about these people who died when they're young, who died for no reason, who just got caught in the firefights. We have the Day of the Dead here, the Day of the Wandering Souls, and we honor those who are not buried within their home village, are not taken care of, their spirits are not taken care of. There are families here who don't have a death date, which is huge. A death anniversary in Vietnamese is when you do the ceremonies, you pay attention to the dead. You can't do that if you don't know when they really died. You just assume those people are just never liberated spiritually, that they are stuck in that space. It was like that for my father. Because he was in prison, we had no news for him. You couldn't set up an altar. You just hoped that he was alive. 10, 12, 15, your friends are going out doing things. You would just have this weight on you that your father is somewhere imprisoned or in the jungles. And that stuff stayed with me for 40 years in my mind. I don't know how many Vietnamese have that kind of experience. At the same time, I come back to Hue, my hometown, my family's hometown. I'm glad people are alive, people are living, things are happening, things are changing. We need to let the country open up and let the people have a moment of enjoyment, have a better life.
I mean, obviously I'm an outsider, but it just seems to me as a casual observer, you could pretty much survive anything.
That's what my brother reminds me when I used to get all upset about things happening in Vietnam. He said, look, it survived 4,000 years. It will do okay. And when you ask me to be hopeful, I'm hopeful because it's a young country. It's a young population that's energetic, and that drives me, that gives me hope, that makes me young, that makes me want to believe in this country. And this town is such a wonderful place to be.
Boi Tran is a painter and something of a throwback, an anomaly, a creature from another earlier time in the life of the one-time imperial city. She lives in an area called Tien An Hill, in a magnificently restored compound. These traditional wooden houses were once part of the regal style with sloped roofs to handle the rainy Hui weather. But most importantly, they feature a garden at the center, which follows the Eastern philosophy that all things originate from a single source and expand in all directions. Since the loss of her beloved son, she's lived here, surrounded by her garden and her art. Occasionally, she invites guests and friends. There's Doc, writer and food blogger Lan, art collector Jean-François Hubert, and Philippe Damas. So this is your home, also a gallery?
Yes, I design and my people work.
She also cooks magnificently from a repertoire of Imperial Hui-era dishes numbering over 100. Back in dynastic times, the emperors demanded variety, in wives, of whom they would sometimes have over 100, and in food. The menus of the 19th century imperial palaces boasted new dishes every night, small, flavorful, and beautifully presented. And that culinary tradition, which gave Hui its reputation as a food capital, continues today. How much of that persists, those imperial roots, that need for variety?
Dạ con, dạ mãi, dạ con.
Yes, the tradition has stayed and it will stay forever here to cook all these different things all the time.
We start with bird's nest soup, a delicacy to which I am usually immune. This one is unusually flavorful. These are swallows' nests from high up on cliffs near Nha Trang. They're soaked in water, cooked in chicken stock, and served with crab meat. Lotus seeds, a symbol of purity, nobility, and patience from a nearby lake. Steamed. Crab roe is mixed with red onion, pepper, and seasoning and added to the soup, and simmered.
Cái đặc biệt của Huế, riêng Huế thì Trân thấy là họ rất ít gia vị. Vì những cái thực phẩm nó tươi ngon và rất ít, giống như nhà Trân là nấu ít gia vị lắm.
The symbolic and health aspects of many of these dishes not to be overlooked. This is fantastic. Lovely. How does Hui differ from the rest of Vietnam?
A wonderful architecture and very quiet people. If you stay some time in Hue, after some days you feel quiet. You take your time.
Yes, ở Huế thì đồ ăn nó phong phú hơn vì cái sông mình nằm gần biển và những cái con cá mà nó sống giữa hai cái dòng nước. Chắc anh biết ở cầu Hai nước ngọt, mấy cái chỗ đó là con cá nó rất ngon. Rất là nhiều cá ngon sống giữa hai dòng nước, cho nên ở Huế thì nó phong phú hơn.
Goi Hui is a traditional dish that's seldom made these days because of its complexity and the time needed to do it right. A fish stock is made from kabang, a fish from the Perfume River. Pineapples, onion, chilies, shallots, and coriander. A salad of quickly cooked prawns, rice noodles, ginger, red chili, garlic, and galangal. Layer of rice noodle, banana flour, then the prawns, garnishes. The strained fish stock is brought to the table with the salad in separate bowls and combined just before eating.
Is it spicy for you?
No, it's good.
Nice. Food is very spicy.
Oh, no, I like it. What I found when I first came to this part of the world, Vietnam in particular, my palate changed. I needed an elevated level of chilies and heat. Much of Vietnamese cooking abides by principles of yin and yang, heat and cold. This one, a lobster dish with 5 spices, balances the coldness of the lobster with the heat of the spices. Red onion, ginger, lemongrass, and chilies are added to the boiling water to cook the lobster. Once the lobster's cooked, it's presented in a bowl of lime leaves, and the stock is poured over it.
Whoa, that's beautiful. We're getting into this with our hands, I'm guessing. I like this. This is beautiful.
The winter here is unbelievable. It's very cold and wet. That's why we have chili to keep us warm.
Boitron spoils all of us with a succession of dishes. But the past, as it often does in a place like this, intrudes.
Hue, it's dealt with a lot of suffering, and the people in Hue are very withdrawn in some ways.
Smiling, but of course, they remember everything. They have to remember the war in 1968.
I was visiting my grandfather's house, and I got goosebumps because I knew during the war in 1968, lots of people were killed, and they were buried on all the sidewalks there. And I walk around there, and I feel it. It's dark, it's somber, and the history is there.
There's like every meter of hay, there's a dead person. My mom, she never wanted me to go home after like 10. She get angry if I go home at 11 or something. That scares me, so normally when I go home at 9, I try to go home very early.
Riding a boat along the river, you sort of feel there are things living in the water, in the trees, in the darkness out there.
Know your enemy, they say. Know who it is you're facing out there. Who are they? Why do they fight? What are they willing to endure in the furtherance of their cause? These, one would think, are simple questions useful in any conflict. Meet the enemy. Okay, he was only an infant during our 9-year-long war. But Quoc Tan's experience should be instructive.
Năm đó thì vào giữa năm 1967, giữa năm rất ác liệt.
In 1965, the United States initiated a sustained bombing campaign called Rolling Thunder, hoping to destroy an elusive enemy in villages like this one. Vinh Moc, which was less than 20 miles from forward U.S. Marine fire bases just south of the DMZ. This is where Tan was born. As the target of frequent bombings, the village of Vinh Moc moved underground, up to 100 feet down into darkness.
Sau khi mẹ đưa đây sinh thì mình nằm ở dưới đây là 6 năm.
The villagers carved over 5,000 feet of tunnels out of the earth, creating a complex that would house all 90 families of Vinh Moc, 13 entrances and exits leading from the inland to the beach. Showing me through the labyrinth is Kom Tak.
And careful.
Born in Hue during wartime, she's since moved to the DMZ to work as a guide.
How did they dispose of all of this earth and rock without revealing the tunnels?
The craters, craters were everywhere on the, like that landscape on the moon.
Right.
And the dirt of the craters are so fresh, look new. So
Right.
they need to hide that, just leave them there.
This was the maternity ward where Tan was born.
And where did people sleep?
They have living places, just hold like this, but smaller, 2 square meters only, just enough to put a bamboo bed.
Hồi đó là
Trong cái phòng
ở trong phòng đó là cả trên em này là 4 người ở một đố, vì mẹ với hai chị.
How long did it take to build?
20 months digging.
20 months of
By
digging
hand.
by hand.
With shovels and hoes, it walk up. The farmer, they dug with their tool.
Right.
under the bombing.
While the bombing is going on, they're down here digging this out.
Không sợ, đây là không sợ vì đó mình chủ đất đúng mà tiếng nụ hắn không khắn to bởi cái sợ sập miệng là trong này đang sập. Đúng cái mặt này là bẩn này, là còn hai bên này rồi này, cũng là đúng hết cả đúng như thế, giống hắn vì cái mặt này là đất rất dày, cái gọp.
Wow. How many children here?
Thời đó em khoảng tới hơn 30 người đó. Bởi vì nếu mà lớn lên là cho đi cả 8, còn ai nhỏ dài mà trên.
How did they play?
Bé nó chỉ đuổi nhau chạy chạy tới đó mà lúc nào mà gọi về ngủ thì nó về ngủ.
So much of the time you're in total darkness?
Yeah.
You can't see your mother.
Some people, they say that even when the parents, feed the children, they need to turn their face and find their mouth and feed them.
Wow. Children played here. But people also emerged from these tunnels to kill or cripple Americans, to shoot them, to plant booby traps. And that's what they did. 6 years in darkness. And at the end of the war, the people of Vinh Moc emerged from that darkness. And what did they do? Last ride, a few miles out of town, whip across the rice paddies. Just getting from here to there, this part of the world, it's pure pleasure. I'm meeting my friends for a country lunch. What's the specialty at this restaurant? You're saying chicken and baked in clay?
Yes.
Another friend from the past, Ha Pham. Lynn, of course, Lon, and a new friend from Hue, Tan. A last meal, some goodbyes.
I have a question. What makes you stay so long in Hue? Because normally travelers, they come to Hue, they stay only 1 or 2 nights and that's it.
Really?
What's your impressions about Hue?
It's very laid back. Mm-hmm. The food's great. It's pretty. There's a lot to see. It's a perfect place to go if you want to take your time. It's beautiful to me. Food's coming. Out here, there are a lot of dishes like this. Fill a chicken with lemongrass, wrap it in banana leaves, then cover with the muddy clay from the nearby rice paddies. Cook in the coals or a pile of burning straw if you like. Unwrap carefully tableside. Section with shears.
Smells so good. Make me hungry.
Serve with a little lime and salt, maybe some chili sauce. Squash, bitter melon, and morning glory greens for veggies. That's good. Some unexpected last words.
On behalf of people in Hue, thank you for your comment.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you would have a pleasant trip, safe and sound and success.
Thank you.
I learned many things from American. I still remember some poems such as Stopping by Goose on a Snowy Evenings. I can sing it.
Please.
Yeah. Sometimes drink a lot of beer, I forgot. Whose schools these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. You cannot see me stopping here to watch his schools fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bell a second to ask if there's some mistakes. The only other sound of easy wind and downy flake. And something like...
Bravo.
So we wish you have a good trip, have a good flight. Will you come back after you return to New York?
I'll come back to Vietnam, always. Cheers, everybody, and thank you, all of you, for all your help.
Cheers all the time.
This is who came out of the ground, out of the jungle, the darkness, when it was all over. And this is what they did.